And just when everything seems to finally connect, the hooks, the retention, the trust, the emotional imprint, there comes a moment that defines whether you remain just another growing creator or transform into someone who can truly dominate the Shorts ecosystem. And that moment revolves around one powerful shift: control over viewer behavior. Because in 2026, the biggest creators aren't just reacting to the algorithm anymore. They are subtly directing how viewers think, feel, and act while watching their content. Because up until now, everything you've built has been about earning attention and maintaining it. But the real breakthrough happens when you start guiding that attention, shaping it in a way that influences what the viewer does next. Whether it's watching another video, following your channel, or engaging more deeply than they normally would. And this is where the concept of intent design comes into play. A level of strategy where every part of your video is built with a specific behavioral outcome in mind. Not just watch till the end, but feel compelled to continue, feel curious enough to explore, or even feel incomplete without seeing more. Because the truth is, viewers rarely take action unless they are emotionally nudged to do so. And the best creators understand how to create these nudges without making them obvious, without turning their content into a forced call to action that feels unnatural or disruptive. Instead, they embed direction into the storytelling itself, ending a short with a thought that feels unfinished, hinting at a deeper idea without fully revealing it, or creating a sequence where each video feels like part of a larger narrative, making the viewer want to continue rather than being told to. And when this is done correctly, something powerful begins to happen. Your content stops being consumed randomly and starts being consumed intentionally, with viewers actively choosing to stay within your ecosystem instead of drifting away into the endless stream of unrelated videos. This is where Shorts begins to behave less like short-form content and more like a controlled experience, where you're not just part of the feed, you're shaping a portion of it, creating a space where your content flows from one piece to the next in a way that feels natural and almost inevitable. And the algorithm notices this immediately, because when viewers stay within your content loop longer than expected, it signals something extremely valuable: that your videos don't just capture attention, they extend it, increasing overall session time, which is one of the platform's highest priorities. As a result, your content begins to receive stronger distribution, not just because it performs well individually, but because it contributes to a larger behavioral pattern that the system wants to amplify. But achieving this level of control requires a deeper awareness of human psychology, understanding not just what people watch, but why they continue watching, what makes them hesitate before scrolling, what creates that split-second decision to stay instead of leave. And often, it comes down to subtle emotional triggers: curiosity that hasn't been resolved, tension that hasn't been released, or a sense of progression that feels incomplete, all of which create a small but powerful resistance against leaving. This is why the ending of your video becomes just as strategic as the beginning, because it sets up the viewer's next action, whether that action is a rewatch, a follow, or moving to your next piece of content. And this is also where many creators lose momentum, by treating the end of a short as a conclusion, when in reality it should be a transition, a doorway into the next interaction, the next moment, the next piece of content. Because when your videos are connected in this way, growth stops being dependent on individual performance and starts becoming a continuous flow, where each video feeds into the next, creating a cycle that sustains itself. And once that cycle is strong enough, consistent enough, something remarkable happens. You stop chasing growth, and growth starts chasing you, as your content naturally spreads, expands, and reinforces itself across the platform. But even at this level, one final realization begins to form. Control is not about forcing behavior. It's about aligning with it, understanding what the viewer already wants, what they are already inclined to do, and then designing your content in a way that makes that action feel effortless. Because the most powerful influence is the kind that feels invisible, the kind that doesn't feel like influence at all. And when you reach that point, when your content doesn't just perform but directs, when your audience doesn't just watch but follows your flow, you cross a line that most creators never even see. Because in 2026, the ultimate advantage isn't just understanding the algorithm, It's understanding the human behind the screen. And once you do that, the system becomes something you don't fight, don't chase, but quietly, consistently, and powerfully lead.